It's not fair. I don't want to wait. I missed last year where the first... Was it last year? No, it wasn't. I missed 2 years ago where the first 4 episodes were leaked. I missed that. Because I just was able to binge watch. I don't want it to be over. I'm gonna chug the rest of this and then continue. Okay. I'm not okay with this because it ended already. It's not fair. Okay. What do I say about this episode? Like, fuck. Okay. Arya is my love. She's my all-time favorite character. Like, 100%. I love her. She's the best. And I hear there's the chance, I mean, it's not confirmed or anything, but I hear that there's the whole chance that she's gonna be running into, that Gendry's gonna be back, and I'm so excited for Gendry. Like, I miss Gendry. This dude's been rowing for, what, 2, 3, 4 years now? This poor kid. I think it's been 4 years now, because I think didn't he disappear during season 3? I think it could have been season 2. No, definitely season 3. Yeah, he's been rowing since season 3. Just keep rowing, just keep rowing. Yeah, I'm a little bit drunk. Okay. Not drunk, but tipsy. Anyway, he's gone. Okay, so, again, Arya, my love. I love this girl. Like, she is the shit. She is almost, hands down, the best character in the show. I said almost, and this is my own personal opinion. Like, you guys can have your own favorites and your own hands down best character in the show. Like, I'm not going to say she's better than, I can't say that she's better than Daenerys. I can't say she's better than Tyrion, and I can't say she's better than Jon. Because I have all 3 of those right up there, like, this, as in favorites, and I can't even say which ones are like that. They're like all evenly my favorites. They're almost all evenly. I don't know. I love them all, but Arya is just Arya. I've watched some PLL recently, and I'm getting their names confused because Arya and Arya. It's the same shit, different file. Anyway, and Jon and Sansa. Jon and Sansa's whole dynamic is outstanding. But I hate it at the same time. If that's possible. Jon is amazing. Jon is an amazing character. He has had so much character development throughout the show, and so is Sansa. Sansa, honestly, okay. In terms of character development, in this entire show, I think Sansa's had the most. Because of how she started and where she is now. But she's also kind of tied with Sandor Clegane. Because both of them have just evolved so much. But I do think that Sansa... No. Definitely Sansa outranks him in the evolvedness. Because he's still kind of thuggy. But he's not nearly as... I hated Sandor Clegane, but I also hated Sansa. I hated both of them. But they've both grown so much, but in such different ways. Sansa used to be a whiny little princess in a non-princessy kind of way. She wanted to be the queen. She wanted to marry the prince, and she wanted to have little blonde-haired babies, and then she was engaged to Joffrey, and he chopped her father's head off and made her stare at it, and when she wanted to push him off, that was the moment that I started to like her. But that was also the moment that I started to like Clegane, the Hound, because he stopped her, not for the benefit of Joffrey, but for the benefit of Sansa. He stopped her so that she wouldn't be killed. He hated Joffrey. Everyone hated Joffrey. Even his main knight guard, whatever the fuck, his dog, hated him. Everyone does. He just shit. Fuck Joffrey. But he had, between the two of them, they have had the biggest character development, the biggest changes throughout the entire series. And back to Arya, that first scene with her where she pretended, where she had the mask on of freaking Walder Frey, freaking Filch, was the best thing ever. And the best part about it was that she refused to let the innocent girl beside her, take a drink of that wine. She's just like, she pulled Walder, she was able to be Walder Frey really well. Okay, is this the hiccups? I shouldn't have checked that line. She portrayed Walder really, really well, where it's just like, no, do you think I'm gonna waste my wine on you? And it's like, wow, I thought at first, like, wow, he's a dick, and then I'm just like, wait a minute. No, it's Arya. She's killing all of the Freys. She gathered them all together, and she's killing them, except for this innocent girl who had literally no choice in the matter. She was married to him, but, like, she was a young girl. She was definitely younger than me. I might not look it, but, like, I'm at least in my 20s. Like, I'm almost a quarter of a century. This girl, she looked like she was 16, 17, 15, 14. I don't know. She was young. And she obviously did not want to be there, and she obviously did not want to be married to him. And she did actually kind of look like his the first we met wife. The first wife that we met. But that was my favorite scene. My favorite scene in this episode was the killing of the Freys. All of the Freys. The rest of the Freys. Like, his bannerman and his... I don't know if it'd be considered his bannerman. I guess it would just be from his little area. It's not a... Because the Freys are bannermen of the Starks. So he himself couldn't have bannermen, right? I think. My knowledge of history and that kind of stuff is, like, failing me, but I'm pretty sure. There we go. I'm pretty sure that he can't have bannermen because he is a bannerman. Was a bannerman. Back to the Jon Sansa thing. I didn't like them fighting. It actually hurt my soul. I don't want to see any of the Starks fighting with each other, but from what I understand, from what I heard a while back, was that Sansa's actress, I can't remember her name right now. I'm like blanking. A, I just drank an entire bottle of wine while watching this episode, and B, it's 1:42 in the morning. So I'm a little, anyway, yeah, like, I heard that she, and, like, the way that she doesn't really think that John's going to be doing a good job. Like she's going to clash with him a bit, and I don't want to see that. It's like one of the few things in the show that I don't want to see. But I'm going to have to see it, and I'm going to have to work through it. But I can't wait until the rest of the Starks are all together so that they can try and... Sansa, from what I understand, Sansa and Jon were the least close. Like, they were the farthest apart siblings. They weren't as loving. They weren't as familial as the others. She took after her mother. Her mother wasn't a big fan of Jon, so Sansa wasn't a big fan of Jon. As opposed to the other siblings, which I'm excluding Rickon because he was really young, so he would not have been included in all of this, and he's dead now anyway. But, like, Jon was really close with Robb. Jon's really close with Arya. Jon was pretty close with Bran as well. They were going to go see the wall together, from what I remember. But Jon and Sansa, they didn't get along. They weren't close like the others. So I can't wait until the others show up and maybe they can try and mend some of that bond. I mean, I know that Arya and Sansa didn't get along either, but we don't really know what Bran and Sansa's relationship was. So maybe he can try and ease the situation a little bit. And Sansa is much different than she was last time she saw Arya, so when they meet up, maybe they can reconcile together a little bit. I mean, literally, the last time that Arya saw Sansa, Sansa was standing up there beside Joffrey and the Queen while her father's head got chopped off. And I don't think Arya saw or was close enough to be able to hear Sansa's objection, like very, very strong objection to Ned getting his head cut off. I don't think she was able to witness that because Yoren had her pinned against him. But she also might have seen the very beginning of it, but she did, as far as Arya was concerned, just stand there and watch. I think that was mentioned at some point, but that could have been a fan fiction. I'm not sure. But yeah, what else? Jaime needs to get the fuck away from Cersei. And when I say that, what I mean is Cersei needs to get the fuck away from Jaime and leave him the hell alone. I like Jaime. I have a couple of issues with Jaime. One of the last times we saw Jaime, his whole speech about, I love Cersei and I would do anything to get back to her, and the only way I can get back to her is by doing this, and that's what led to the Blackfish's death and all of that. So, like, I wasn't exactly happy with him at the moment. But at the same time, I still like Jaime. He's kind of redeemed himself since he pushed Bran out the window. Big mistake on his part. I mean, he automatically makes people hate him by pushing a 10-year-old boy out the window. I mean, am I right? He made people automatically hate him by pushing a 10-year-old boy out the window. But he's kind of redeemed himself since then. I mean, like, not in the eyes of the Starks. Not that any of the Starks know that he did it, but they know that a Lannister did it. Or they believe that a Lannister did it. And he's kind of redeemed himself. With everything else we've heard about him, with killing the Mad King, and the way that his and Cersei's relationship has been, and the way that his and Tywin's relationship was, and Tyrion's relationship, and him and Bronn's relationship, like, they've sort of changed the way that I felt about him in the first season. In the first season, he was a tool. He was a major tool. Hated him. Season 2, Season 3, 4, 5, and I kind of liked him. Yeah, I was down. I was Team Jamie. I hope, it's like I half hope that Jamie ends up with Brian, but at the same time I kind of want Brian to end up with Tormund? I think that was his name. Tormund's his name, right? I think. Yeah, so I hope that becomes, one of those two things become a thing. If either one of those two things become a thing, then it's a good thing. But Jamie needs a happy ending. I don't want Jamie to die. I want the other characters to understand Jamie a little bit better. I want a Jamie and Brienne team up reunion. Team up reunion, not just a reunion that they had last season with the whole Blackfish thing. Like, they need to work together. And okay, so Sansa and Jon and Winterfell need to team up with Daenerys and Tyrion and all of Varys and all of them, and then we can get a Jaime, Brienne, Tyrion team up against Cersei. I don't want Tyrion and Brienne to be against Jaime. I want them three to be on the same side against Cersei. Cersei sucks balls dick. I don't know. She sucks something. She just sucks. She fucking sucks. She needs to die. Die, Cersei, die. If she doesn't die this season, I'm gonna sit and drink a bottle of rum in the season 8 season premiere. Series premiere. Season, whatever. I'll drink a bottle of fucking rum or vodka. Not wine. Wine won't be strong enough to have to deal with Cersei for another season. What else should I talk about? Daenerys. We didn't get enough Daenerys. I thought we were gonna get more Daenerys, but did she even have a line? I think she said, like, what, 2, 3, 4 words? Not even, I don't know, she didn't really say much. Did Tyrion even get a line? Did Missandei get a line? Did Grey Worm get a line? No. I actually don't remember if Tyrion got a line. I think, but Daenerys got, like, 1 line. And I'm just like, what? No, I thought I had 2 more minutes to listen and see what was going on, and it just didn't happen, and it's not fair. I don't even know what else to say. Like, this episode is like, I loved it. At the same time, I was like, no, I loved it. I did love it. And that at the same time is that the only thing that I hated was that it ended. And that we saw more of Cersei than we did of Daenerys. And Greyjoy. Fucking Greyjoy. What is it, Euron? I said his name earlier at the beginning of the episode. Euron Greyjoy. Fuck that motherfucker. I did that backwards. Can I do that? It fucking sucked. It pissed me off. I was just done. I hate Euron. He deserves to not be in the show at all. I don't see the point in his character. I don't see the purpose in his character. He is just there to be another thing to have to overcome. But this thing is so that the Greyjoys have some purpose in everything. And honestly, the Greyjoys already have a purpose in everything because of Theon. Theon could have every right to join into the fight for just all the shit that's been going on. Like, he was captured. I don't even know. Like, the Greyjoys are, I like Yara. I love Yara. Yara's awesome. Theon, he saved Sansa. that's all. That's really the only good thing I can say about Theon. He saved Sansa, and he didn't kill Rickon and Bran. But the only reason he didn't kill Rickon and Bran is because he didn't think that he could find them, so he killed those 2 orphan boys instead and pretended to be them, that they were Bran and Rickon. And I mean, it could have been that he couldn't kill the people that he saw as brothers, but no, I think it was just he needed to have an up. He needed something to get the others on his side, the other Ironborn, and it's just fucked. So I don't really like Theon, but, like, I do feel that his punishment was, he has been punished enough. All the things that he's had to go through, he has gone through enough things that what he does from now on, I will judge solely on what he does from now on. Bad shit's happened to him, and he saved Sansa. So the combination of having his dick cut off, being tortured, on top of having his dick cut off. I mean, I get that's technically also torture, but, like, on top of all the other torture he had from like, he had his entire identity stripped from him, and he was still able to save Sansa. So he hasn't necessarily redeemed himself, but he's given himself a second chance, in my mind. If he fucks up again, throw him to the fucking wolves, aka the Starks, and let them do what they see fit. But until that point, I will judge him solely on what he does from now on. Okay? That's my thoughts on that. That's what I'm going to feel about Theon. Yara, love her. Yara is amazing. I love Yara. What else happened? The Hound. He is becoming a much better character than he used to be. Even compared to last season and the season before, this season showed how much he has grown. Like, 2 seasons ago. So by the end of the 5th season, he was still, like, he had taken Arya to the Red Wedding before it was the Red Wedding, and then he got her out of there and tried to get her to, like, the other, like, he did try and take care of her, but at the same time he was also looking for a reward. And he killed that old man and his daughter for no reason. But in this episode, we went back to that, and we revisited that, and we saw him remorseful. He felt bad. He felt guilty and remorse, and honestly, above anything else, that makes him a good person, and, like, he has very much changed, and I feel for him, sort of. Like, he buried them, and he felt bad, and I'm glad that he felt bad. I'm glad that he was remorseful, and I'm glad that he is becoming the character that he is. I think that he's going to play a pretty big role in the things to come. I can't wait till he meets up with everyone else. I hope that he meets up with Arya, and I also hope that he meets up with Sansa. But in order for him to meet up with Sansa, I feel like Arya also needs to show up around the same time. Not much is necessarily known about the Hound leaving King's Landing. No one else knows. Like, the Brotherhood Without Banners don't even know that he got Arya, and that he tried to help her, that he tried to take her to the twins, that he tried to take her to the Vale. They don't know that. all they know is that they released him before they released Arya. And the next time they saw the Hound was alone. So I don't think they even know what he did. So, like, the only person who can vouch for what he's done is Arya. Outside of Sansa being able to vouch for the fact that he tried to get her out of the city. But as she didn't go with him, Sansa doesn't actually know what he would have done or could have done to her. For all Sansa knew at that point, he was just gonna get her to turn, like, say, yeah, I'll go with you, and then he could have just turned around and turned her in. Like, Sansa didn't know any better. And I guess technically now she does know that he left, but still she doesn't know what he's been up to. She doesn't know... Wait, no, she does know that Arya was with the Hound, but she doesn't know that it was with good intentions. It's also confusing. Yeah, I don't know. What else can I talk about? I still can't wait till Gendry shows up. Gendry's his name. I still can't wait till Gendry shows up. And I can't wait until the Stark family reunion. Because I do know that all the Starks have been seen together in costume at what is believed to be Dragonstone. Hey! That I am super excited for. The only Stark family reunions we've had is Sansa and Jon, and those two are at odds with each other right now. And we didn't even get to see Bran and Jon reunion. We saw Bran see Jon and meet up with Sam before that. But there was no actual reunion. They didn't get to speak. Jon didn't even know that Bran was there. And, like, that's, I wanted them to know. I wanted them to speak. My mind just went to the wolves, and I just remember that Summer's dead. That makes me worry that Bran's gonna die. Because the wolf, except for in the case of Sansa, the wolves have kind of paralleled the children. Grey Wind died and Robb died. I think actually... Did Grey Wind officially die? Oh, wait, sorry, did Grey Wind die before Jon officially died? Or did Jon die, like, get stabbed by Roose Bolton before Grey Wind died? That I'm not 100% certain. But, like, Grey Wind died, Robb died. Nope. Shaggy Dog died. Rickon died. Nymeria disappeared into the wild. Arya disappeared into the wild. The only one who doesn't fully parallel is Lady, who died already. But people were saying that they sort of saw that as the Stark part of Sansa died. And Sansa was kind of no longer really a Stark because of all of the shit that she pulled. But she's now becoming part of that more family-like, Stark-like than she was, but Lady's still dead. But maybe she's more Tully-like? Maybe she's supposed to be more on the Tully side now. Like, she's more like a Tully. And honestly, I do think she's more like a Tully than she was like a Stark. Not just in looks. She obviously looks like the Tully side of her family. But personality-wise, I think she is more on the Tully side. And so that kind of can also parallel, because she's no longer a Stark. She's a Tully, even though technically she's a Lannister and a Bolton. And I think technically the Lannister outshines the Bolton because she was never divorced from Tyrion. I don't know. God, this show messes my emotions and my thoughts. And things are so confusing. And I've rambled about this for almost 40 minutes now. But it's just so... God, this show is just... Out of all other shows that I ever watched and ever loved, this just goes above and beyond. Like, I love all the shows that I watch on my channel. I love them all. But freaking Game of Thrones, man, like... I love my history, and I think that's why this show, like, hits me so hard, is because it's not a modern-day show. I like the historic shows more than the modern-day shows, and this show is... I also like my mythologies, and I like my sci-fis and my fantasies and stuff like that, and that's a lot more than the other shows that I watch have. They're great and awesome and amazing, but they don't have all of the things that I absolutely love combined. Besides superheroes, there's no superhero in this show. We'll say Jon's the superhero. Yeah. He's the one who came back from the dead. We'll say and Daenerys, because she can survive, like, fire. So this does have kind of superheroes in it. And Arya is just like that superhero who... She's like the Batgirl or the Black Widow of this series. Yeah, that's how we'll go with that. She's the unsuperpowered badass. Anyway, that's... Alright. I think I'm just gonna have to say goodbye now because I'm rambling and I don't think I'm even making sense anymore. And it's 2:05, 4, 5, whatever, in the morning. So I'm gonna say goodbye now. And I'm gonna say thanks for watching, and I'm also gonna say thanks for putting up with me talking partially to my phone for like what, 45 minutes of the episode. Most of the episode, there was only 15 minutes left when we finally had to say goodbye. So I will say thank you for putting up with that, and miss you guys. All of my only Game of Thrones viewers, I've missed you. Anybody who watches any of the other shows that I watch, I miss you guys as well. It really sucks that I haven't been able to do any other reactions because of the fact that it's just, I haven't been able to. Well, I have been able to. I very well could have been watching episodes for the past 3 weeks. I could have. But then I'd be backlogged again. Because my video editor is shit. And I want to say it's just my video editor. But no, my computer is shit. The combination of the two is total crap. But I'm going to be trying to get this. This is probably going to be put up before the Supergirl episode that I've been struggling to edit for the past 3 weeks. Yes, I've been struggling to edit one episode of one show for 3 weeks. And in reality, I tried for like 20 minutes and then gave up for like a week, and then tried for like 20 minutes and then gave up for like a week, and then 20 minutes and then gave up for like a week, because it's been pissing me off. It's gotten to the point where I've literally thrown my headphones every single time I've been editing, and I've just been like, by the time I throw my headphones, I'm just like, yep, this is when I'm done. I can't deal with this shit. Anyway, okay. I love you guys. I do. You're amazing. Anybody who watches this, especially who watched the the ending of this is going to be so much longer than the actual reaction. So, if anybody actually watched to this point, I love you so much. You've just dealt with my stupidity and rambling and ranting and unorganized thoughts for how long now? So, thank you. You're awesome. And I love you. And if you actually did watch till this far, just say, hey, I watched to this point. Or just give me some indication that you watched till this part, and you know what? I will give you a shout out in my next Game of Thrones reaction. I will say thank you to this person, this person, this person, this person, if there's actually that many people, or just one person, if there's only one person. Or I'll just say thanks to or I'll just do a generic thank you to everybody who watches these videos, or who watched my last video, if no one comments. But if you do watch this point, like, thank you. I'm so thankful. And kind of shocked, because from what I've gathered, people don't watch to the end of my videos, especially these long Ramble-Rants. Ramble-Rants. I think that I determined to call these Ramble-Rants. Isn't that what I decided? If you watch this point and give a shit, let me know in the comments if you remember if I called this a Ramble-Rant. If you'd watched the video where I said something similar. If not, well, whatever. Anyway, I love you guys. You're amazing. Don't forget to leave a comment, even if it's just a hi. Just say hi. I like hearing from you guys. It makes me feel happy and warm and fuzzy inside. And at this point, the only thing making me feel warm and fuzzy inside is the wine and the show. It did until it ended, and now it's over, and I gotta wait a week. So, I love you. Mwah. The kiss that I just sent was toward my microphone, not towards you guys. Mwah. Love you. Thank you. And if you haven't subscribed, feel free to subscribe. I'm gonna try and get out the Game of Thrones ones once a week. Because it's the only show that I can be current on, so it will take semi-priority over all of my other shows that I watch. If you like any of the other shows that I watch, if you like any of those other shows that I watch as well, also, I lost my train of thought. That was a really random time to lose my train of thought. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe. That was what I was trying to say. If you subscribe or watch any of the other, you can watch the other videos and you can get an update. Anyway, you know, I'm just gonna stop. Alright. Thank you. Again, I love you. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.